DLC stands for Don't Look, Camera.
Hello and welcome to the first ever Ultimate Breakfast Show. My name's Jack.
My name's Rick.
And today we're going to be talking about DLC.
I hate DLC, man.
I love DLC.
I hate DLC.
Well, it depends. It depends on what the DLC is.
I think today the biggest problem with DLC is that companies are too greedy.
Yes.
Capcom, Activision, you know you are. You swines.
There are other culprits.
The problem with DLC is that I think it should be something, if you're going to have to pay for DLC, it should be something that's valuable to the rest of the game. Now Capcom, in my opinion, are the biggest and the worst culprits. Because costumes, alternate costumes should be unlockable. And especially when they're on the disc. They add nothing at all to the game. They don't affect gameplay, they don't affect anything. They literally just alter the way your characters look. And you should not be having to pay 1 second. I think they're about 80 Microsoft points per costume. But when you look at that spread over about 40 odd characters, or 30 odd characters, whatever it is.
That's a lot of dollars.
That's a lot. Just for costumes.
That's what I kind of hate about DLC, is the fact that now what would have been in a game on, say, the PS1 or the PS2, like alternate costumes, you'd unlock them as you were going.
Yeah.
But now that it's just, you have to buy them, and I really miss that about sort of, not old school gaming, it's not that old, but the fact that now you've got to pay for everything as opposed to...
Pay for reward, things that should be rewards, that's the biggest problem.
Well, we're talking all about the bad aspects of DLC, which is probably unfair. What good downloadable content have you played for any game?
The Borderlands DLC was pretty good, and it wasn't too pricey. I think DLC can be justified if it does add more longevity to a game. So if you're paying whatever it was to...
I just remembered, sorry. Do you know the Borderlands DLC? It wasn't all good DLC.
Mad Moxie's
Underdome riot. It was a riot. It really was.
It made me riot.
Okay, so bad DLC. You mentioned Street Fighter, costumes, but what about a bad DLC that you just really didn't enjoy? Not costumes.
I can't really think of anything. I generally don't download anything I know I'm not going to enjoy.
Well, there's always getting it and then being like, yeah, like Christmas Day, and then you're like, oh, it's
like Christmas Day.
Well,
I've never been that excited about DLC.
Not on Christmas Day, but you open the metaphorical packaging to the DLC.
Yeah.
You play it.
Oh.
You start playing it. You like it at first, obviously, and then you start playing it, and then you're like, this is kind of rubbish. Achievements and DLC. Sometimes they add ridiculous achievements to a game that you've finished, therefore making you unfinish it.
Yeah, that annoyed me. And then the last DLC came out, which was to do with collecting pizzas and thongs or whatever it was.
Oh, I hate that.
And then they don't drop them. The drop rate's really bad.
Yeah, it's really, really low. And if it is, it's like you've got to get, what is it, 3 pizzas, 5 thongs and 7, whatever the other thing is. But say you've got 3 pizzas and the other things, they'll keep dropping pizzas, and you're like, I just want the thongs.
I've even tried some of them.
I just want the thongs.
Thank you for watching this, whatever it was, this week. Hopefully next week it will be better and much more prepared.
Getting this up was a challenge.
Yeah, the green screen alone was an issue enough this week. Hopefully next week everything will be more prepared and they'll be a bit better, not so much of a jumble. Do forgive us, it is our first.
And of course, leave your thoughts down here.
Tell us how much you enjoyed it, how much you didn't.
You probably did enjoy it. We enjoyed it. I'm sweating. And if you really feel like it, you can rate, comment and subscribe. Obviously comment. You've got to comment. You can't not comment. I won't allow it.
Thank you very much, and we will... Well, we won't see you next week, but...
Well, we might if they decide to tune in next week. I wouldn't if I was...
Well, we won't see them, they'll see us.
Alright, they'll see us. You'll see us next week if you decide to watch, which I wouldn't. Bye-bye! No, I do hate that. It should be in a separate film.
Yeah, it should be, because every time... I like it does, you could narrow this
What DLC's out? Oh, it's all Rock Band.
Yeah.
For about 6 years. Oh, look, there's a new free
And then when he gets so different, it's like
Gem
pinball.
pack for Street Fighter X.